You're listening to the RMTV podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 22 of the RMTV podcast. Jordy, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good weekend, good relaxed weekend. Didn't start too well with the chooks, but nevertheless, how was your weekend?
Could have started worse if we got flogged by 40. That's what I was expecting. So
Yeah.
we've got to take the small wins. But no, it was a good weekend, mate. I'm still a bit dusty from Saturday night. So still paying the price from.
That's what an unlimited bar does. Bar type does to you, eh?
Tell you what, got my money's worth, and then go to the pub afterwards, and still got my money's worth. So,
Oh, you can still put a sentence together, mate.
Mate, it was better than some of the people. I'll tell you that.
All right. So this ep, we'll bit of weekly dribble. We'll dive into the round that was of round 21. Few upsets, a few floggings,
a few interesting moments though,
and and a big clash in the NRLW and the chooks game. We'll dive into that. So, let's start off with the round. Chooks 30, Melbourne 34. It was a tough one to swallow, wasn't it?
If you told me last week we were going to score 30 points against Melbourne, I would have laughed and slapped you in the face and told you to wake up.
Well, I tipped the upset.
I backed the Storm. It's actually it's the first time in my life I've ever put a bet on that didn't involve the Roosters winning, where I actually betted against them.
Oh, that's bad juju.
But it's fine. It's fine. I got the bonus bet. It's all good.
Yeah.
Mate, look, to be honest, there's a lot to like out of that game. Yeah, pretty shit that we lost. And we lost off some very, very weak goal line defense, which, to be fair, this year, goal line defense has actually been a lot better than people realise. So,
I think Harry Grant, he picked his moments, didn't he? He threw those short balls and the gaps couldn't have been wider.
Yeah, look, I have a theory around that, all right? Because I went back and watched a couple of them, especially that last one where fucking Stefano went over, which was, the heartbreaker.
Yeah,
and
good game.
If you watch when Harry Grant comes out, they compress their line because they're waiting for him to cut back in and try and go over. So they're trying to block him. And when you try and do that, then it just leaves that gap. And look, no one's going to stop a front rower 2 meters out from the line. Like, it's not going to happen. So, not ideal. Bit shitty, really shitty. Like, I was excited, especially at halftime. I was so proud. Like, I thought we were going to do it somehow.
Yeah.
But
I think the moment was when Hughes went off.
Yeah.
I thought, okay. I'm like, attack's looking solid. Should run away with this. A few missed opportunities, like poor Toops. He scored two. That was meant to be his hat trick.
That would have been his hat trick.
And just bang over the line, lost that. I was a bit frustrated. I was frustrated with a few things. I just thought, our goal line defense was shit house, but just some of the calls, man. Like, I just thought Storm got, I'm obviously sounding biased here, but some of the 6 agains, it's like, Storm get that. And then Marky Mark, we were maybe 30 out, and he was just on the ground trying to get up.
Yeah.
Melbourne had his hand near the ball, just nothing. And Mark was throwing his hands up, and nothing happened.
And there was, on piggyback off that, there was a few times there where, there was one time, and one time we laid in the ruck, and it wasn't laying in the ruck because we're trying to break it up. Caught up in the tackle, so as usual, you just go into a ball, you let them play the ball around you. Straight away, bang, 6 again. I reckon there was 4 to 5 times Melbourne done the exact same thing. We're standing there going, where's our 6 again, or where's our penalty? And G went, no, play on, you're milking it. It's like, well, hang on. They milked it once and got it, why don't we get it? And I mean, look, refereeing is under a bit of a... I reckon it's under a very big microscope after this weekend because there's been some interesting ones.
South Sharks, I'm bouncing in that as well.
But overall, as a Chooks fan, I'm actually proud of what they've done. I'm not proud of their goal line defense. I'm proud of the offense. I'm proud of the fact that while Hughes was on the field, we shut him down. Wishart, who would be a starting half for most teams, we shut him down well. We shut Coates down, who's done a lot of their scoring this year. We shut down Harry Grant at points. So there's a lot to like out of that. So, maybe when we go down to Melbourne, maybe we just wanted to wait until Melbourne and beat them down there, hopefully.
Oh, that'll be sweet. But
I'll enjoy that trip more if we beat them down there.
That'll be good for sure. But, even Lindsay taking that specky, that was a good try. And
Bit of a flashback to Origin the other year when he out-jumped Teddy, wasn't it?
Teddy had a good game as well, but even at full time, there was 10 seconds to go. Was it forward or not when Marky passed it? Was it Marky to Teddy or Teddy to
Well,
Mark?
apparently G said it was the Mark to Teddy one. Look, I don't know. Off camera angles, it looks forward, but the problem is when you're looking like that on an angle, you can't tell properly. You need something direct. And like, you know, we're always going to cop Teddy was offside off that kick, but you know what? Go get fucked. Like the amount of shit calls that went against us this year. If that's the one that's gone for us, eat a dick. That's my response.
Reece Walsh should be burning seeing that.
Oh, but Reece Walsh was blatantly offside. Like before the ball was even dropped to the foot, he was in front. With Teddy, and I'm not saying this because it's a Roosters player, but I know that's what everyone's going to say. I genuinely think that if you timed it at the moment the ball made connection with the foot...
It was borderline.
It was borderline. Like, it was 50-50. Yeah. A lot of the images that you see is after the kick's made. Of course he's going to be there. He was running at full speed.
Good try as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then, you know, everyone's trying to put up all these bloody grid things. And it's like, you can even see on the line of the field, it's not even straight with the line. It's like, come on, bro, at least try and make it look good if you're going to do that shit.
Yeah. And up at Townsville, Cowboys 38, defeated Dragons 32. Saints had a bit of a late comeback, but Cowboys, they were just too good, weren't they? I think we tipped the Cows here.
Yeah, look,
Tom Dearden had a good game, didn't he?
Dearden had a good game in parts. Like, he wasn't overall awesome, but he definitely showed some of that magic.
I just think the moment that stood out for me was when I think he dummied twice on the right side and just went straight through Dragons D.
Thank you. Come again. Actually, to be funny, it was a lot of people were starting to blame Flanagan for the loss, and I was like, did you not watch your number 6 miss 6 tackles in a row to let them score tries? Like, but I think the Dragons, they played a bit better than people realised. Like,
they had a crack.
They had a crack, which is good. They've had a crack the last few weeks, and you know they kind of got robbed a bit against the Doggies we spoke about last week, but they've just done it to themselves this week.
Yeah, that's it. And further south at Brisbane, Broncos 20 lost to Parramatta 22, and I'll tell you what, wow, talking about an emotional 24 seconds at full time for Madge. They thought they won, and then they've pulled it back. I looked at the telly and I was like, "You're kidding me! You're kidding me!" Walsh was just celebrating like he's won the GF, and
I'm sitting there with my brother-in-law and we're watching it, and he's come back in. We're watching the last 15, 20 minutes, whatever, and Para go up. Addo scores that try, and we're just sitting there. And then I saw Shibasaki kick it through, and I'm like, "Oh no, not Walsh!" And then once Papali dropped it, I was like, oh, you've got to be shitting me. And then just to see him celebrate the way he did. And then you just see Madge laughing in the box. Then 20 seconds later, it's like, all right, we're checking this. He's offside. And then Madge is just ready to murder someone.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Para were the better team. Yeah. Brisbane did not deserve to win that game.
Brisbane losing in Brisbane, though, how good is it?
Yeah, it's good. I was up there. I experienced it.
Yeah, you did.
It's a sweet feeling. But yeah, Para... Mitch Moses back in the side, they just look so different, don't they? And him connecting with Lomax, how good was that try when it could have been on 4th or maybe even, it could have been last, but he just chipped in the corner.
Yeah.
Lomax takes it over the line.
He reads as a halfback, he does a great job of reading the defense. But one thing I enjoyed is, obviously with Ayongi out, they've moved Joash Papali'i back to fullback. Dean Hawkins, he's normally the fill-in number 7 when Moses is at origin duty or injured. Mate, I thought he complimented Moses well, which let Moses do his job so comfortably.
Well, that's when Moses plays his best. Really.
Yeah, good 5'8" who works with him. And to be fair, Dean Hawkins is probably playing for that number 6 jersey next year. So, mate, you got a month. If you keep doing shit like that, you might get up. Just not against us, please. If they could lose, I'd appreciate that. It's on my birthday.
Another great Souths will let go, mate, Dino.
Oh, mate, pick something else that they let go. That bloke that's playing halfback for the other team, Adam Reynolds, that intercept try, they let him go as well. Dumbasses.
Yeah, and Fox had a good game as well. I thought
Fox was good. Scored his 150th, which was very impressive. So congrats to him. Youngest player to ever do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So over the ditch now. Titans 24, Warriors 16, and seeing this, well, I think two things. I think
thank you.
The Warriors could be on the slide out of the top 4 potentially. Penrith could pip them, and I think Titans after that absolute rip Desi gave them at Leichhardt, yeah, the win was bound to happen.
I reckon there was something said to a lot of them around the lines of, if you guys want a job next year, you need to play. And I think they've realised that because, like, you know what, they were down, 10-0, 12-0 early on, and they just clawed themselves back. They didn't try and overdo it. They didn't overplay their hand. But on behalf of the entire NRL community,
thank you.
Thank you, Gold Coast. I needed one thing out of you this weekend,
and it was a win.
You've done your job. So I'm very grateful. But look, I'll be honest, give the Titans credit. They stuck in there. I don't know if it's the slide for the Wars or if it was just, hey, we need to lose a game. And this is kind of maybe that game they've lost to reset themselves.
Look at it last week, right? They were goddamn lucky to beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
And now it's probably the loss they needed. So
you'll see a bit of a attitude change, I think, next week out of New Zealand. So it'll be interesting to see how they pull up.
He'll fire him up.
Oh, yeah.
And, this one at CommBank, Tigers got the first points on the board with a nice little
and the only points they got off the board.
And, Penrith ran away with it, 36 points. And, Penrith, they just look like their old selves, man, that they looked good. Jenkins out the back looked good. Edwards had a solid game. And Cleary had a cracker.
It was Penrith of old. They went set for set. They grinded the game until their opportunities came, and then they went bang. And so, I think this is now where we go, all right, Penrith's finally worked that system out, We're talking about Moses. Moses can come in and change a team, whereas with Cleary, and I think we found that out this year, a team needs to adapt to his style.
Once the system's in check, it's like all things go for Cleary.
Exactly right. And they finally hit that point, whereas... like I said, with a Moses, he'll come in and he'll adapt to a team. Cleary needs to have the team run it his way. And look, they finally got it. Edwards has finally put in 2 good efforts in a row. So he's obviously realised that he was shit earlier this year and wants to keep his Blues jersey and his Kangaroos jersey.
Yeah.
So
he's playing solid now.
Good on him to finally having a crack. It's taken him long enough. Yeah. I was going to start calling him Latrell soon.
And I think, poor old Tigers, they... Yeah. Had that win against Titans, and you think, oh, here come the Tigers. I thought, can they do an upset? But, God, their tackle was so stable.
They got outclassed.
They were just getting drowned.
Purely outclassed.
Yeah. And, even Luai tried his best, just trying to just do something, kick him out of, Penrith's territory, and I think he kicked out on the full, so it wasn't their night.
Yeah, no, it was... Look, we know Penrith have that class, and we know the Tigers are hit and miss. There's weeks where they're going to come out and they're going to be firing and they're going to do good. There's going to be weeks where they're going to fall short, but it's all building for them. So it's another lesson for Benji to teach the boys.
Yeah, that's it. Do you think Terrell May's played... How do you think he's been going at the moment?
I think he's probably been their best player this year, to be honest. But I think... Royce Hunt hasn't done a lot, compared to what a lot of people...
He was playing for the Magpies over the weekend.
Yeah, he's struggled. Polly's been okay. Terrell May's probably been the only one in that forward pack for West that has consistently given it a go each and every week, and that shows in his stats.
I'll tell you, had a good game, actually. His brother.
Taylor, yeah. He also had a point to prove, though, playing against Penrith first time since they kicked him out, so... Wouldn't have surprised me if they had a win and Taylor was a big part of it. But, I don't know. It's just Tigers have still got lessons to learn. And, it's learn to crawl before you walk sort of thing.
As they say, mate, a wise man once said, lessons are learnt, trophies are earned. Yeah, that's what my coach told me a few years back,
I thought you were going to go with something like, a bloke never says get kicked in the nuts twice, it hurts.
When you lose 8 in a row, your name's WB Wayne Bennet. So.
No, when you lose 8 in a row, you can still be a super coach.
Ha! So, let's get into that game. Bunnies 12
Cronulla.
And Cronulla 14. This was up at Gosford.
Yeah, up at Gosford.
Polytech Stadium now.
Yeah.
I thought, credit to Souths, I thought they had a dig. And Cronulla held on. But, it was, there was some controversial calls. There was a sin bin for Jack. Was it Jack Whiting?
Yeah, yes. Jack Whiting got sin bin for his shoulder charge, and I was saying this to you beforehand. You probably never hear these words out of my mouth again, but I genuinely feel sorry for South Sydney. That was not a sin bin. Mate? Nah, definitely alcohol poisoning. But that wasn't a sin bin. Yeah, he had a hot head clash, and his shoulder kind of made contact, but his left arm's wrapping. He hasn't gone in leading with a shoulder charge. And we'll talk about this later, but then the 2 games that were played on Sunday had blatant shoulder charges that were penalised immediately, and we didn't even get a sin bin. So Whitens was a head clash that they're now trying to blame as a shoulder charge, and they're giving him 3 weeks. Like,
that's pretty excessive.
I know he's got priors, but that's a bit of bullshit there.
Yeah, and just another nail in the coffin for Souths.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know who's playing 5/8 next week because they've pretty much used everyone.
I think all things are looking at a South spoon, like the trajectory they're going downhill. Like,
oh look, they're going to struggle to win another game. If it's true that they're going to get Cameron Murray back and Latrell potentially plays against us, that'll probably be the only game they have left to win this year.
They probably win it.
They probably fucking will. No, in our luck.
But yeah, poor Belinda, she had a night to forget. I think there was even a call where I think it may have been last, but she didn't call it, and then
no. So she's called last. I don't know if the hand didn't go up or anything. I haven't been able to find a good angle on it, but she's called last.
And they thought it was fourth still.
They thought it was fourth.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She's called the hand over, but then she's taken it back and gone, oh shit, no, it was actually fourth. So. Yeah, Belinda cops a bit of crap, and I mean, this isn't going to help her any more than some of the stuff that's been said out there. But look, that's why we had Liv on the other week, so we know the process of they'll go back, they'll do their reviews, and
it's rugby league, mate.
I'm sure they'll work with her to try and make sure it doesn't happen again. But yeah, look, I feel sorry for the Bunnies, but also, fuck me, Cronulla, play better. No wonder you guys get bundled out in the first week of finals every year.
Yeah, when they play like that. And then they beat us. It's just like,
it's like you truly know that they when it came to us, because I mean it was a close game against us, and there was a couple of things that were a bit about whether they should have even scored a couple of their tries. But it's like, yeah, we got up for that game, and then it's this week. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna shit it in. It's like that arrogance,
mindset. Yeah.
And I think Cronulla has that arrogant mindset of we'll shit it in, and that's what fucks them up. And I mean, they nearly lost to South.
They were lucky. Say that.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, Raiders 44, Newcastle 18, down in the nation's capital, and mate, Canberra looking good.
Yeah, but Newey gave him a good shout. Gave him a good run. I mean, 12-all at half time, scored a try early in the second half, and then that class of Canberra just came through, and you could just see Canberra just went, nah, screw this, I'm going to another level now.
They've done it a few times this year. When their second half, they just turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
And they'll just score like 20, 30 unanswered points.
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, ideally, like, you don't want to run the risk of that blowing up on you, but hasn't really blown up on them yet. They've done it well. So Newcastle dropped off a bit, couple of little things that, injuries and stuff, and they just couldn't stick with them. Yeah,
I think it was always going to be a Raiders win. And a similar game as well today, Doggies Manly at Allianz. Decent turnout there.
Yeah, it was 25, so not bad.
42-4. I thought the first 20 was close. Half-time was 12-4.
12-4, yeah.
Dogs. And, Dogs, just like Canberra, just turned it up a notch in the second half and ran away with it.
Manly went to sleep in that second half as well, which was disappointing because, I mean, that first 20, watching the physicality of like Matt Lodge, Siwa Takiaho,
they were
Jake Travojevic even.
They were rattling players.
They were laying blokes out. If they went that hard for 80 minutes, I don't think the Bulldogs score 42 points.
It's a case of, I think they gassed themselves. Obviously, last week they beat Melbourne. That would have been a hard match. And Dogs. But the shots in the first 20 were great. You're like, this is semi-finals footy.
Yeah, exactly.
Finals footy come early. But even. What about Bronson Cherry? He got flicked in the boot by...
He got a double boot shot.
Who did he get
kick
flicked?
Out.
Yeah, kick out. Oh, that was rough, that one.
Yeah, well, what was the joke that Matt Russell made? It was the first kick broke his nose, the second one put it back in its spot.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh, that was not pretty to watch. That would have hurt.
I think, a Raiders versus Dogs right now would be... Really see where the teams are at.
Now that with Jerome Hughes being injured, and to be fair, until he comes back, which won't be before finals, not knowing how he's going to come back, I think Doggies, Raiders, and Penrith are your top three choices. I think the Bronx have just got too much instability, so I think that's coming down to your top three to make the grand final now. Though.
I think so, and mate, just anyone but Penrith or Melbourne. That's what I go by.
If Bellamy,
it gets boring every year.
If Bellamy was retiring this year, I'd be okay with him winning it to go out like that because I think he deserves it for all the shitty cops, but I think he deserves it. But Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Melbourne has still got enough. It's just a matter of whether they can just do it without Hughes, because he's a big cog in their
I think their key
their
is
attack.
Grant. If Grant still stays around the ground, they can still get wins on the board. But
Grant
they got a
works
hard
off.
run home.
They do, but Grant works off Hughes.
Mm.
So, yeah, Thursday night against the Chooks, he had to step up and play in a different role. But the work that Jerome Hughes does and puts the forwards through is what opens up for Grant to finish off the job. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see Munster, perhaps when he's finally back, because, I mean, it was meant to be a 2-week injury. It's now on, like, week 4.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Round 4 of the NRLW. So, Titans, 20 to the Warriors, 10.
Yeah, those Titans girls got themselves a good win over there in New Zealand, which was good. Jamie Chapman led from the front as always, big meters, and just got a job done. So she's back in that fullback role for them, and seems to be leading them around the park, doing well.
And our Chookies, 42 to the Doggies, 22. Did you catch this one, mate?
I actually did. I caught most of the game. I think I missed like the final 10 minutes as I was jumping on the charter bus, but I'm actually disappointed in the score. We were up like 32-0 at half time.
Ooh, they just had a few consolation tries.
They got a bit lazy and complacent in the second half, which I get it happens, but I kind of hate it. Like if you're scoring 32 in the first half,
just keep on going with it.
Go hard.
Yeah.
Like this, mate. This ain't participation footy, park footy where you've got a mercy rule or anything. Go hard.
Yeah,
it was good to see the girls get a win. Few little things out of like Jess Surgis and Julia Robinson head clash for days.
Wow.
Like, have you seen the slow-mo of that thing?
I've seen the photo. It's
it's not
pretty gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah, like credit to them both. They both ended up coming back on. Like Julia went for the HIA and came on, and Jess didn't have to go for one, but would have rattled a few cages, that's for sure.
They're pretty, mate. Tell you what, if you don't watch NRLW, you don't know what's going on. There's some pretty big hits going around.
Mate, I tell you now, most of the women hit bigger than most of the men. Don't care what anyone says, because they go hard, and people don't realise it until they watch it.
Yeah. Cowboys 26 and Raiders with a donut 0.
Yeah, the Raiders ladies have basically gone, whatever the men are doing that works, we're going to do the opposite. Still haven't won a game this year after 4 rounds, and quite frankly, they're just struggling. They're really struggling to put things together.
They might be going for the spoon with the Tigers, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we're filming right now. The Tigers are versus the Sharks.
Yeah, so, let's see if we can get another Nostradamus out of you.
And we actually already said the Cowboys. They won 26-0.
Yeah.
Another flogging. Newcastle 30 over Para. Poor Para at 6. This was in Granville.
Yeah, Eric Tweedale Stadium.
Yeah. So Knights playing away from home, but they still got the dub.
Yeah, but that Knights girls team's pretty good. Like, they're probably top 4. They're up there with, Roosters and Broncos will probably beat them, but they're up in that sort of echelon. So they're a good squad. So yeah, you can't really shake an eye at them. They know what they're doing. They go hard.
And and then Brisbane run away with it, 30 over the Dragons 6. They're another 10 we throw in there, which are going to be up there at the end of the year.
Look, I think most of the pundits are basically going Roosters, Broncos for the grand final. I think that's the plan, unless someone like Newcastle or Cronulla can upset somebody. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen. I just think those two teams are pretty classy, and they've still got players to come back, which are even classier. So
yeah, and
bit of work there.
Sharks versus Tigers.
Yeah. So we're going to let you all know the halftime score, which was 16-6.
I can't see your phone.
Can't
I'll see
see
the
my
back
phone. So it is full time now. So I do have the score right in front of me.
So halftime, yes, as Jordy said, 16-6. I'm gonna have to have a good think about this one. I'm not gonna think about it for too long. I'm going to say Cronulla 28, Tigers 20. 28-20.
So last week was a fluke. Finished up Cronulla 20, West 16.
Ooh,
so
close one.
A bit of work there. Sharks only scored 1 in the second half, so that keeps West down on the bottom of the ladder with the Raiders. But look, West have a point differential 44.
They had a crack, but they just didn't get the dub.
Well, Canberra at the moment, listen to this, right? They played 4 games. Their points differential is minus 132.
Ooh, 4 games as well.
They have scored 32 points. So what's that equate to? About 8 points a game or something like that. What's that? Yeah, 8 points. Yeah, 8 actually. Fuck, my maths worked. They have given up 164, which averages to 41 points a game.
They might need to reassess their defense coach.
Mate, I think they need a new attacking coach and defensive coach, or there's some players there that aren't showing up, which it's a bit disappointing because we always sort of give the NRL raps on how well they've done the women's program. So to see a team getting a bit dominated like that, it's a bit...
There seems to be a few runaway games, few floggings. So hopefully the NRL can hold these teams down for a while.
Yeah.
Just so the teams can, boost a few good players, stabilise each squad. So you don't want to blow out like the AFLW. We've touched on this before.
Yeah.
But it will sound like a broken record. But
I might have to have a look into what the NRLW salary cap's like. Or see, I might have to have a chat with Benny and see what it's like because I know they're allowed a marquee player.
I think a few on decent coin, but it's still
I think the top is on like
maybe your 90K,
90 to 100, and majority of them are sitting around that 50, 60 mark. So I think 60 is the minimum in the NRLW off the top of my head. I could be wrong, but I feel like that number was thrown around a bit. So it'd be interesting to see because, look, you look at a team like the Broncos, you look at a team like the Knights, you look at a team like the Roosters, and they're pretty chock-a-block of talent. So maybe the Chooks can get Jamie Chapman down, New South Wales girl. Maybe she wants to come back home.
We've got a huge salary cap. We can fit her in.
Fit her in under the sombrero.
Yeah.
Get her away from Hammer and all that. We don't need her up near those boys. Let's get her back down into the eastern suburbs.
Yeah, no.
She'd probably enjoy it more.
100%. Win a few trophies as well.
Yeah, a couple of trophies,
You're never going to win, even for the men's squad. You ever going to win a comp up at the Gold Coast?
Look, probably not.
It's
Probably
a bit of
never.
a pipe dream.
Yeah, so bring it down here. Win a premiership, Chapo. Come on, we want you back down here.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by FDS Eyewear. FDS Eyewear is your one-stop shop for quality, affordable eyewear. With the latest lens technology and weekly eye testing services, FDS Eyewear provides competitive rates over the larger optical retailers. Visit their store at Wentworthville Plaza, just a short drive from Parramatta.
And all right, we'll dive into the dribble of the week. That was so up in Newey, mate. So a bit of good news for Novocastrians. Adam O'Brien, he's been backed by Peter Parr. And Peter Parr's set to take over the Knights.
Yeah.
And he's backed him for the foreseeable future, which is some good news for Adam.
Look, to be honest, I don't get a lot of the AOB hate. Like, I sort of jump on the wagon of, when's he going? Because I know there's a lot of noise up there. But 4 of the last 5 years, he's taken them to the finals. Look, this year they're going to miss out. But still, 4 out of 6... not bad given the climate of things. There's teams that have done a lot worse that have backed teams for a lot longer. Parramatta.
Yeah.
I might have to do this. I might have to break down AOB's win-loss, but also have a look at how many games, your Pongers have played and stuff like that. Because you remember, a lot of the years where they've struggled in that part where Ponga's out for Origin and he's injured, which is a yearly occurrence. So, mate, I kind of feel for AOB, but I think Peter Parr's a great guy to take over. Chris James, formerly a football manager at the Roosters, going in to take on a new role up there as well. So, mate, they got some good things happening in Newcastle. I think the Novocastrians just need to trust the organisation's going in the right way and, mate, do what they do every week and get behind them.
Yeah. There's only so many years, I guess. From being a devil's advocate as a Newey fan, you think we haven't won one since 2001. But yeah, look, they've played finals 4 out of the past 5 years under AOB, and I think as a neutral fan, next year, just seeing how Newcastle go with Dylan Brown is going to be so interesting. Is it going to be a flop or a success?
Well, I mean, personally, I think it'll be a flop. But I'm going to ask you a question. Who won the premiership in 2017?
Melbourne.
Who won it in 2016?
Cronulla.
Yeah. Who won it in 2018?
Chooks. And I know what you're going to say.
19.
Chooks.
20.
Melbourne.
21 to 24.
Oh, Penrith. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3 clubs since 2017 that have won a premiership. Hey, there's 14 other clubs, now 14 because Dolphins obviously in there, that haven't. So
well, you raise a good point.
If you want to look at and like I use this methodology when I talk about all these fans that want to fucking see Robbo get burned at the stake as Roosters fans. If we break down
some of the post-match comments I saw. Anyway.
Mate, look, I'm going to address them actually first. So one of the things I see is, Hughes was out, Munster was out, Paps was out. First things first, Wishart would be playing 5/8 for any team in the NRL if he wanted to play anyway.
He'd be starting at the Perth Bears.
Mate, he'd be their number 6, guaranteed. Don't know if you know, there's a bloke called Billy Smith.
Yeah, he
didn't
was out.
play. Victor Radley.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a bloke that went off for HIA. His name was Sandon Smith. He's gone. We lost for Keddy for 15 minutes.
He was a big loss, Sando.
It was a big loss. And you know what? We're still from round fucking 7 because of Mitch Kenny missing probably one of the best defenders in our team, bloke called Nat Butcher. I guarantee Nat Butcher plays, we don't give up as many points because of his defensive ability. Yeah. So
I thought it was just all heart. Like,
yeah,
we can go on for days, but I thought, there's a great defensive effort. I think not on the line, but I just think there was some
in
big
certain
shots.
areas. It was great. And Spencer at lock, I put in a huge shift. Nafahu and Lindsay both played over 60 minutes, so they put in huge shifts. At one point, they both played 50 minutes in a row. But, like, what AOB does up there in Newcastle is better than what a lot of other coaches have done, right?
Yeah.
And if, all right, let's look at it this way, right? How many Cronulla, so in the time that Fitzy's been coaching Cronulla, how many finals games have they won?
None. One. Yeah, one.
One, which was last year, right? Because remember that they lost in Melbourne, and then they beat who they beat? I can't even remember who they beat. But then it wasn't South. It was last year.
Yeah.
Anyway, they won the semi-final because they won because we beat Manly. They beat. Did they beat Newcastle?
I think it was Newey.
Yeah, they beat Newey, right, at Allianz, on the Friday night to go through and play Penrith, right? So at the end of the day, when you genuinely think about it, what AOB's done up there is pretty good. Cronulla have gone in, they've won one game in 4 years worth of finals. And then there's clubs that haven't even made finals in that time, right? So
I think when you bring in a perspective, it's not so doom and gloom.
Yeah, and sometimes it's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to look at it from a perspective point of view. Like, and I'll use a perspective of everyone talks about Robbo should have won a premiership with that 18-19 team because fucking the blind squirrel could have done it. Well, what's Bellamy's excuse for all those years he had those super teams and didn't win? 16 he didn't win.
Yeah.
15. Didn't even make the grand final.
They've been in a lot of GFs, but I think
they've lost more than they won.
Yeah. So and I think with the Titans, I think they're like, they go through so many coaches. If any club's going through it, it's always them. Like Desi's going to be gone. They shouldn't have sacked.
It's so disgraceful what they done to Holbrook.
Justin Holbrook.
Holbrook had them. Holbrook actually played finals with them, right? So they've made the finals twice, or I think 3 times in the career since 07 they came in. Twice was under Holbrook. Yeah, they bowed out first week. One of those weeks was back in 21 when they should have beaten us to go through. But Phillips Army, I think it was, bucked up a pass.
Yeah, that's right.
But perspective, man, like that club needs a rocket up its ass and needs a lot of things going on. There's obviously further issues. So at what point do you say, Presto, you're coming in to coach this club. I'm going to give you 3 years, right? I'm guaranteed cannot be sacked within 3 years unless you fuck one of the NRLW players.
Yeah.
We won't say who it'll be, but But, you got 3 years. I need you to build. And these are the KPIs. First year, consistent football, say, you got to win 5 games.
Yeah.
Year 2, play 500 football, split your 12 and 12. Year 3, you need to be playing finals.
Yeah.
Right? Do that. Have goals. Sit down with the players at the year and say, obviously our goal every year is to win a premiership, but this is the bare realistic minimum that we will accept out of this squad.
Yeah. So,
and I think Desi could have done that.
Yeah, he could have, but, he's going to retire and go do his singing. And
retire.
So you should retire, mate. Wayne Bennet, we'll dive into it. So it's actually his 8th consecutive loss in a row, which is his biggest in his career.
And it pretty much looks like this will be his worst ever performance as a coach.
It's not looking good. And a journo asked him in the presser post-game.
That was the best.
About the spoon, and he's going, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to ask that.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to ask that. But yeah, a spoon might balance out the few of the trophies he won back in the 80s. It's that long ago, isn't it?
Well, mate, I always question a lot of the trophies they won, especially the one they won in 1909 where they lied to Balmain to win it.
1909?
1909. So have you ever heard the story what happened in 1909?
Was that when Bennet was born?
No. But It's part of this whole South when they want to claim 21 premierships, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the story goes, as we're led to believe from what's been handed down over the years, and I believe it because it sounds like something South Sydney would do, is there was an ARU game. It was like a Wallabies versus England exhibition game, and they wanted the NSWRL, as it was back in those days, to be the curtain raiser. Anyway, South and Balmain got together, and New South Wales Rugby League went, this is a bit of bullshit. We shouldn't be the curtain raiser. This is our grand final. Like, we should be the main event. Should put the rugby union on as a curtain raiser. Anyway, both teams got together and said, we agree, handshake agreement, we're not going to show up on the day.
Oh, wow.
Reason being, they didn't want rugby union to, outshine them. So they said, we're not going to show up. We're not going to play the game. Like, nobody will show up. Shook hands, went their separate ways. Guess who showed up on the day?
Souths.
Yeah, South and the refs. That was it.
Yeah, wow.
So they got awarded the premiership via forfeit.
Oh, you see, so 21 with little asterisks.
There's always going to be an asterisk there, and because you know what the other asterisk is, mate.
Yeah.
They've only won one in colour TV.
Yeah,
That's another asterisk. But
they've only won one in
one in 40, 50 years.
I'm losing count. It's that long.
What was it? They won one in the 80s,
Mm.
and then they didn't win until 14. So it's still been 11 years, and they're not winning. And well, it'll be their first spoon in 19 years since 2006 if they get the spoon this year. And
I think that's when Brian Fletcher was at the club. So
yeah, it was actually yeah because they won a couple of spoons back then. So you know what would make this season greater with all the crap I've gone through with people giving me shit about the Roosters. South winning the spoon.
Yeah, and if we don't play finals, if round 27 is our last game at Allianz, if we can go off with a huge win over Souths,
put 60 on them.
Yeah,
lock up the spoon.
Just maybe we'll bring a spoon. We'll get him signed.
No, so Benny and I had a plan. What we'll do is multiple things. We're not sure if we'll get on a watch list for this though. But if Souths get the spoon, we're actually going to post Albanese a wooden spoon, and I will paint it red and green and send it to him with a beautiful letter going, maybe you should focus more on your club winning games and trying to change what stadium they play in.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to Heffron Park and I'll stand there with a wooden spoon and a smile on my face in a Roosters jersey. And we'll record that for RMTV and see what happens.
Yeah. We can only hope. But, we'll see what happens.
I like to have my dreams.
And, all right, we'll dive into a bit of Origin and with its international eligibility. And there's been a few proposals going around in terms of if you play for Tonga Samoa, you can't play for New South Wales and Queensland.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Well, it's an interesting...
It's to do with the tiers.
It's so my understanding of it is they're looking at scrapping the tiers and basically going, even if you choose to play for New Zealand and England, if you from your heritage, you can actually play Origin still,
Origin,
which is great because like Victor Radley famously was about to get picked for Origin. He said, "No, I'm playing for the Blue. I'm playing for England," and lost his Origin spot.
He would have been great in Origin.
He would have been way better than Isaiah Yeo. He would have had that intensity that Origin needs. I kind of like it. Obviously, New Zealand and England were tier 1 nations because at that point in time they were killing everyone.
Yeah.
But if we think back to the last World Cup, which was in England, you look at what Tonga done. They made a semi-final. A quarter-final. New Zealand and Australia played one semi-final. England and Samoa played the other. Like England beat Samoa, I think it was 60-6 in game 1 of the tournament. Like I remember watching that going, and this Samoa team had To'o, Luai, Junior Paulo, Joseph Akusu Suali'i. Like they were a stacked squad. Terrell May was playing for them at that time, and next thing you know, comes to the semi-final, England Samoa, and Samoa rolls them. I think they won like 24-12. So I kind of like the idea because if we look at Origin this year, there was, I think it was 7 guys that played for Queensland were actually born in New Zealand.
Yeah, 7.
7, yeah. And New South Wales had 1 born in Auckland, which was Spencer, and Samoa, which was Steve Crichton. So we had 2, they had 7. I think may have even been 8. I had it look. Yeah. Oh, no, it was 7 because
we'll have to fact check that.
The 8th was Ponga because he's from WA. I was just looking at those that weren't born in Queensland. So,
okay, yeah.
So there was 8, 7 that were actually born in like New Zealand, Samoa, and all that sort of stuff. So
we could go on for days about how many people were born outside of Queensland and play for Queensland, but that's for another episode.
Every part of Australia is in Queensland, but I just think it's a good idea in terms of you're boosting you're boosting the Origin ability. So Kyo Weeks has actually been approached by New Zealand Rugby League.
Yeah.
And he's knocked them back because he wants to play Origin. Kyo Weeks will be a Blues fullback at some point in his life. Like, look at how talented the kid is. He will do it. Him, Ethan Strange, he's another one. Ethan Strange could go and play for England if he really wanted to.
Yeah, potentially.
But, you know, if we can keep him at least playing Origin here, like, that's a good shout.
I think your traditionalists will say it takes away, you know, the theatre of origin of you're born here and there. But I think the game's changing. I think you got to look at it that way, in that lens.
Yeah, but I'd argue it's already gone, right?
Mm.
So, like, let's think about this, right? So, 2 guys from New South Wales, 8 guys from Queensland. So that's 10 people out of, you know, 2 17-man squads. Like, let's just say 17-man or 40, 10 from 40, so a quarter were not born in New South Wales or Queensland but still played Origin. So I think we're already there. And I mean, look, like a lot's been made about, you look at like your Greg Inglis's and all that sort of thing. Like Greg Inglis was playing fucking football in Campbelltown when I was growing up. Like he was playing in Minto. He's playing for Minto.
Yeah, JT, I think he put on a Blues jersey at one stage.
JT played under
Sonny
19s for
Bill
the
did
Blues. Sonny Bill did, but obviously because of, you know. So, like, I think we're already at a point now where it's too late. We've already, you know, blown past this whole
the game's
the
changing.
traditionalists. So
You could accept it.
I think we need to, because as well these tier 2 nations, so Samoa and Tonga mainly, they're no longer tier 2 quality nations. They're tier 1.
Yeah, if they're beating the likes of England and New Zealand, it just throws that whole tier system out of the window.
Exactly right. Like Fiji and Papua New Guinea, I think they're still what that tier 2 system is. But Alex Johnson, he's played for the Blues before. He's from E, and he always represents PNG.
Yeah,
Xavier
that's right.
Coates, PNG. Like, I know he's been playing for Australia, but he was PNG.
And I saw today, on Sunday, I saw on the Sunday Footy Show, Billy Slater was saying, well, just look at Tino. Like, you know, he represents Samoa.
Yep.
And he was crying when the Australian anthem was sung. So you can have pride on both jerseys.
And that's the thing. Like, if you look at a lot of these guys that play for Samoa and Tonga, they're not doing it for themselves, per se. They're doing it for their mums, their dads, their grandmas. Like, and you know what? Respect. But when they play Origin, that's for them.
Yeah.
Origin is for them. Because obviously we're hearing the talks that Hammer, Tino, and Payne may eventually move to Samoa. And if that's the case, that Samoan squad is bloody dangerous,
deadly,
especially heading into a World Cup year next year. So I just think we kind of got to go, look, it's not the way it used to be. Let's start again.
Yeah, nice, Jordy.
The RMTV podcast is brought to you by The Legal Problem Solver. The team brings over 25 years of experience in wills, probate, estates, conveyancing, property and commercial law. Connect with The Legal Problem Solver on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram.
All right, so let's move now into round 22 of the NRL and Magic Round up at Nui, round 5 of the NRLW. So that'll be a good one up for the Novocastrians.
Yeah, my brother-in-law got tickets for this, and I can't even go because we're playing Saturday night, so it's a bit annoying.
So to kick off round 22, Eels $3.62 against Melbourne, $1.29 at CommBank.
Munster back, Paps potentially back. Whether it's Tyrone Wishart or Jonah Peasant that play, I think the Eels are going to give it a good run. I think they're going to push them, especially with Moses back. But
no back-to-back wins for Para.
I reckon Storm are just going to pip them. Like, I'm talking like it'll be another 6-point game or something, 8 points. It won't be a huge blowout.
I'm torn after what I saw with what Para did against Broncos. I'm thinking Para, but then I thought, well, look at Manly. They got gassed against... They got the gas taken out of them when they beat Melbourne, lost today. So I'm going to go Melbourne 1-12. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
To put a long story short. And then Warriors, $1.61. Dolphins, $2.33. Oh, Warriors are favourites. Got up against another Queensland team at home. I want to say was, but I'm going to tip the Dolphins.
I just done my underlining because that one was one I was tough on. Like,
I think the Finns.
If the Finns are at full strength, Katoa and all that, I know they're missing Cody Nicarima, but the way Jake Averillo slid into that 5'8" spot, I think it's safe to say the Dolphins will want to do some damage to keep some momentum rolling so they can get that final spot.
I reckon they'll win by 1.
By 1?
Yeah, field goal.
Who's kicking it?
Hammer.
Okay. So no Katoa?
No Katoa.
All right,
They'll
so,
fake it to Katoa. They got the back to Hammer.
well, in that case, I should probably back the Wars then, because every time you've backed a team to win by a field goal, they've lost. So
Yeah, that's true. I got to stop with those field goals. All right, Broncos $1.19, real short priced against Reynolds Old Club. Bunnies $4.70 at Suncorp. Every time I see Broncos, they're always playing at home,
mate, and you know what time slot that is, don't you?
Oh, Friday night, mate, 8 p.m.
Friday 8 p.m. They love it. Yeah, the Bunnies might as well just keep burrowing, because I don't think it's going to get much better. I reckon Reynolds is going to put on a masterclass. It'll be 13 plus.
Yeah, I think, Broncos will turn it up, and
Especially after losing last week.
it'll be a spanking. I think Bunnies might be a bit emotionally drained after that. They put a real hard crack into, like, leaving your likes of Tyrone Munro, had a decent crack against Cronulla, and I think they're going to be up against a big dog this week up at Suncorp. So yeah, Bronx 13 plus. And on Saturday, kick things off, Titans $4.10 at Seabus against Penrith $1.24.
I want to say Titans because I want them to get a game clear. Same with Para. I want Para and Titans to get a game clear of South, because South still have a bye up there, thingo, but I don't see the Titans getting up. I think that they might get into that battle for the first sort of 20 minutes. Like Mo Fodawaker will help and do a few things. But yeah, then they'll drop and Penrith will just dissect them.
Yeah, they just love doing that, Penrith. Just like with Tigers, I think they'll just let them really burn into the ground, and then I'm thinking like a 42-6. Like,
yeah, look, it wouldn't surprise me if it's 6-6 for 30 odd minutes, and then Penrith just go bang, 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 top that.
Dragons $2.54 against Canberra $1.52.
Yeah, sorry, Dragons fans. Look, it's down in Wollongong. As much as the Dragons have put in an effort lately, and they did put in a good effort against the Raiders the other week, I think because of that, the Raiders will come out hard and want to make sure that they don't let it get that close again.
Yeah, you've just swapped my decision. I was going to back Saints at home, but I think Raiders, they would have learnt from that game at GIO.
Oh, yeah.
And, Raiders 1-12 for me. And this game, oh, mate, I'm counting down the sleeps. I've been waiting a while for this one.
You can get some drinks in on the hill this week.
I can. It's going to be August 2nd, so dry July will be done for me. So I'm going to treat myself. I've been a good boy this month.
Good man. And, you stuck true.
Hopefully, a few beers gets a few. A good chookies win.
Good chick,
Yeah, a bit of both, mate. But yeah, chooks $2.28, Manly $1.63, and both coming off losses. Manly off a flogging, chooks off a tight one. I'm backing chooks.
Yeah, look, I think
Hugo back.
Hugo back. Billy Smith should be back. Nat Butcher's apparently rumoured to be back, so that solidifies a bit.
I think Hamole Olakawatu.
Oh, he's done. He's done. He's done.
Out.
Olakawatu's done for the rest of the year. He won't play again, unfortunately. He'll need surgery.
That could be
a huge blow for them.
Could be the point where Chooks might be like, all right, it's like, we thought Storm was the do or die. I think this is the do or die game for both clubs.
This is the true do or die, because basically we're going to be swapping positions after this game potentially. So, look, I'm going Chooks 1-12. Manly going to be dangerous, but it'll also be good to see the judicial report. There's a couple of guys put on report. Matt Lodge, Siwa Takiao were all put on report.
Yeah, Lodge and Takiao, they had a...
Mate,
the hit bros.
To be fair, if they go hard on that, it'll be interesting to see that battle between Collins, White, and those two. And Siwa, first time playing against the Roosters after he left us.
Yeah, it's going to be good on the hill. It's I think first time we're versing Manly this year. I think we're only versing them once.
It's our only game against them this year.
So no, it'll be good. We'll be there, and hopefully I've checked the weather. It's looking a bit murky, but hopefully it clears up.
I've heard sea eagles don't like water. Is that true? Or like they put the sea in there to make themselves feel good because they're near the beach, but they're not really.
We'll see what happens, eh? And Tigers versus the Doggies. So Tigers $3.25 to $1.35. And two old mates, Luai up against Crichton. This is going to be... I think it's going to be bad.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be like a 20 plus.
I think that win this weekend against Manly, that will give him a lot of confidence.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And, mate, how about Crichton's kicking? I don't think he missed one.
Mate, he was doing so much weird shit with the ball. He was bending it one way and then just pushing it back. I don't know what rotation he's doing on that kick, but he went 6 for 6. I don't think Matt Burton will be doing any goal kicking anytime soon. So
Dogs 13 plus?
Yeah, dogs 20 plus, mate.
Yeah. And to finish off the round 22, Sharks $1.38, Cowboys $3.07. So, I'm going to tip the Cowboys.
I'll be honest, I thought about it. If it wasn't at Shark Park, I was backing the Cowboys. But because it's at Shark Parks, I think Cronulla will show up and just get across the line. But they'll be pushed. They'll be tested very well. And Fitzy will want more out of them after this weekend's work. Yeah,
that's true. I was thinking of agreeing with you, but I'm gonna throw my chance here. I'm gonna do the Cowboys just in a classic upset.
Just hope for the best.
Yeah. And for round 5, Magic Round up at Newey, so that should be a good turnout up there.
Yeah, the Novocastrians love their rugby league, and they actually love the NRLW up there. They always get good crowds. So
they love their sport in general. So I don't know how they're doing it. If it's going to be like,
so it's going to be Saturday,
Sunday, right?
Yeah,
across 6 games.
6 games, 2 days.
No, that'll be good. So yeah, to start at Titans versus Doggies. You backing?
I'm a bit in two minds. Doggies had a good start to the year and they've kind of cooled off / had to verse the Roosters. Titans are starting to find some form, so I'm backing the Titans to get up there in a tight one, to be honest. I think they might just do the job.
Yeah, nice. And then Tigers versus Chookies.
Yeah.
You don't see an upset?
Nah. That minus 44 may blow out to about minus 80.
Yeah, I'm going to back the Chooks in the big one.
Yeah, I think it's safe.
Broncos versus Cronulla. So Cronulla just got a win, but Bronx, they're flying.
Yeah, the Bronx are too good, mate. The only game I see them losing this year was to the Chooks. So, and even I was 50-50 on that. So I'm going the Donkeys by a big one.
Yeah, sweet. And Cowboys versus the Wars.
I'm going to go the Wars. Cowboys had a good win, but it was against a very weak Canberra team. I just think the Wars are due for a win in the women's. They lost to the women, had a couple of wins and a loss. So I reckon they could just get over the line here.
Snag one. Yeah, sweet. I'll back him with you. I'll back the upset, yeah. And this will be a big one on Sunday. Newcastle versus Raiders. It should be a big crowd there for that. They'll get behind them. And yeah, I'm going to back Newcastle.
Oh yeah, Newcastle will kill it. The way the Raiders are playing at the moment, would not be surprised if it's a 40-6 game as well.
And to finish it off, Eels versus Dragons, which both teams lost 30-6. So they'll be due to get some points on the board.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, I've gone Dragons, but I'm in two minds. Like, that Eels team has a bit of opportunity, still missing a few players, but that Dragons team, when they want to turn it on, they've got the class to turn it on. So I'm going the Dragons in a close one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Dragons as well. I think my cousin, she might be out there. She's a big Dragons fan, so she might get behind them and
get up there, get behind the women's.
See a win. But yeah, mate, it's going to be a good round ahead. Hopefully, it's going to be good if Chooks can just get that win. So
yeah, especially against DCE.
If we get flogged by Manly, I'm just going to think, that's shit out.
If we get flogged by Manly, that's pretty much our season done, barring a miracle. We have to win every game for the rest of the year, theoretically.
I think
we can probably afford one loss.
Yeah, one. I mean, you look at the run home. So we go
Manly this week, Dolphins the week after.
Yep.
Then we have the Dogs at Allianz. Then we have Parramatta at Combank. Melbourne in Melbourne. Finish with South at Allianz.
Hopefully all wins, eh?
Bloody hope so.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to the RMTV podcast. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe from all of us here. It's good night.
Have a great night, guys.